I'd rather stand on the edge of a cliff and hang my toes over a bit, and then jump when they dare me, even if it scares me and I get hurt. I'd rather build my wings on the way down, do my best not to fall to the ground, and then laugh at my mistakes, 'cause they're only lessons I'll learn. I'd rather burn with desire deep in my soul and love like a fire that's out of control, and laugh and dance and full chance and kiss. I'd rather live my whole life with a sense of abandon, squeeze every drop out no matter what happens, and I wonder what I've missed. I'd rather
Place of Rescue is a center for AIDS patients, and we have about 25 here now. The patients also are free to bring their children. In addition to the mothers and fathers who have AIDS, we have about 55 children now who, most of them are HIV negative, but they're living with their parents still. Essentially, we met an AIDS patient at a hospital, and that really put us face to face with the AIDS crisis here, which was very, very bad. It was even worse a few years ago than it is now. And so the decision was made to build just a few houses. I believe we have room for 20 families now. In the beginning, we didn't have the antiretroviral drugs, and so they came here essentially to die. Well, then, of course, they would leave these wonderful kids for us, and we knew we had to provide for them. So then we started the orphanage. We put the first kids in the first orphan house in 2004, and most of those children were children from the parents who died of AIDS right here on our property, and they're still here, most of them. We don't have any dying anymore. Each house has a family, often just one mom and one kid, or one mom and a couple of kids, but one house has 7 children with a husband and wife. This is the newest lady we took in. I said, she's here. Nina, hi, today's last 2 days. She's tired. She has She's just started on the antiviral drugs, and her CD4 cell count, which indicates whether you have AIDS or not, is what one of the things they go by. A normal person's is about 1,200. Hers is 2. So she has no immune system left. So we're glad she's here. She's 28.
Well, it's very nice to meet her. These are like the water filters that we were building in the field. Yeah, these are
Orphanage for children. We started off targeting children whose parents had died of AIDS, but now we have a few other children who are here for various reasons. We don't take them unless at least one of the parents is dead. This was the first block of houses we built, and we put the first kids in this first house in 2004. And they were mostly kids that had lost their parents in the AIDS center. It's a place for destitute elderly women who can come if their children have died. In this culture, if you don't have children to look after you when you're old, then you really are destitute. So if we find them begging for food, living in hovels, we welcome them to come here. And we have about 25 elderly grannies here now and one blind lady.
One of them asked for a doll, and so they gave them all dolls, all the old grannies, because a lot of them probably never had a doll.
She sees that at one point she says, my eyes are dark, but there's light in my heart. And
Oh God, that's the one that I trust you to.
All the time she said that I want to tell you that before my life was really, really awful, but then now it's very good.
Tôi được vay ở đây của bạn mình ở cáiนี้con của bạn mình ở cáiนี้tại ở đây slap con khỏi slap.
She came here with her husband and her baby girl, and we both had it.
Cho nên là con mùi
And now I only have one child.
con là được đọc mùi chức năng.
She's 11.
Cái nhưng mà tôi năm gì
But I'm taking antibiotics.
cái đó nhưng mình cầm lắm nã can mà ca nhưng bạn mà mưa dày dày chẳng
Because I had strength, and so they asked, the committee asked me to come with antibiotics.
con tầm on bạn mà gì
And thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you very much.
5 She's 85. You're side bye. At 8 There's a book that I wrote about my dog Susie and a little girl named Nee. She is probably one of my favorites because she was our first orphan. She came here with her mother, who was an AIDS patient at that time. They were from a very, very, very rough background. They had really lived on the street and had difficult childhood up to that point. She was really quite abusive to her daughter, and finally we just said, well, you really can't have your daughter staying here with you anymore. She'll have to go and stay in the other orphanage for a while. When her mother passed away, her daughter was looked after by another AIDS patient until we had the orphanage up and running. And so she's very, very special. She had never had a chance to go to school or anything, and I think she's in grade 8 or 9 this year, and is doing very well in school, and is a beautiful singing voice. She's really lifted. What I love is that they know they're lifted, eh? Some of these kids, they know they've been picked up. They have a really good self-image, and she's one that has that. Before I came, it was very difficult for me. It was, and I had no peace. And I couldn't go to school. Yeah, I'd like to, in the future, I'd like to be some kind of a medic. I don't know if I can be a full-fledged doctor, but some kind of a medic or a nurse or a children's doctor, but something in the medical field. Another one that's more recent is 5 children, 4 girls and a boy. The father used to beat their mother into unconsciousness regularly. The kids, all they could do was just hold each other and cry. They couldn't do anything. And then one day he came home in the middle of the afternoon with his drinking buddies, and they wanted to eat. And the mom said, well, we didn't know you were coming, so the kids and I ate all the food. So he was mad, and he chased her down with the pestle that you use to pound spices, and hit her on the head, and she went down. At first the kids thought she was just unconscious again, like she always was, but this time he had killed her. And so we read about it in the newspaper, and we decided we would try to get them. Once they heard that we would keep them, all 5 of them, together, they were very happy for us to receive them. The oldest one was 15, so when she first came, she was so traumatized that she couldn't even answer a question. She'd just look at you if you talked to her. But within about 6 months, she had healed so much in her spirit that she gave a very nice account of what had happened to her, told a little bit about why she was here, how happy she was to be here, and she said, I can never repay what's being done for me, but I'm going to try by studying really hard. They come with such heavy things in their background, and they need to be healed, and we really aren't capable of doing that without divine help. The children, visitors, everybody knows that this is Jesus' place. What they have here is from Jesus.
That's what I love about him. That's why I talk about him. Friend, I'd be lost without him. Makes this world make sense to me. He let his life in just so he could be my friend. That's what I love about Jesus.